This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, and verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. I want to give all the praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit, Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth in the same Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word, Lord willing that they can continue to endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwatim that are believers of the faith and the truth. Lord willing that you can continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that is not in the faith. This lesson is titled, Under the Whole Heaven, This Only Happened to the Children of Jacob, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. Again, under the whole heaven, this only happened to the children of Jacob, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. A nation that is nations that are reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us because of us being rebellious towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Let's go to the book of Judith, the 5th chapter, in verse 20. This is Judith chapter 5 and verse 20. And now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error against this people and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. Let us go up and we shall overcome them. If we sin, if we err, the nations will be able to overcome us, and that's going to be our rule. If you continue to read all the way to 24, just reading verse 23, it says, For say they, we will not be afraid of the face of the children of Israel, for lo, it is a people that have no strength nor power for a strong battle, because Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has turned away from us. Our sins has reached unto the heavens. Let's get another history one, right? Because Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, the same thing that's happened now has already happened before, right? The children of Jacob are in captivity just like they was in captivity before. It's just worse. This is Judges chapter 2 and verse 14. And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies, were crippled. You know what inspired this lesson is me at work. I got emotional, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I didn't drop a tear, at work, and it was chemical fumes in the air, and it was messing up my health. Like, I know my tooth on my right side might bother me, but it hasn't been bothering me for the past few days. But my head, I felt nauseous. I felt like I was gonna throw up. My head was pounding in a way that you wouldn't, like, I don't know how to really describe it, but I just felt sick. I'm still working. The brother Yarmayan, he feeling sick to his stomach. And it was fumes in the air, of course, because it snowed and it covered the fan. And they had the warehouse in motion the whole day. It didn't take the mind to go check these fans. And then it hit me and dawned on me that in this captivity, your oppressors, even if Esau is a lower Edomite, he's a lower Edomite. He's a boss. He's a freaking supervisor or a manager. He's lower level. They're only worried about their money. You know, something happened to you, they want to know when you gonna come back. And then I'm sitting here like, man, we deserve everything that we get on this side. But even more, it made me hate that we gotta work. The more that you understand who you is, we are so weak that you gotta work. You are so weak that you get your girl pregnant, your wife pregnant, and she gotta lay down to give birth instead of standing up or doing a natural birth. They give you an epidural, then later on your back is messed up. Want to feed your kids formula, maybe because your wife not, generating any milk. Then you find out that they put metal shavings or they might put pork in the milk. Having your kids go to school, and the school is pushing holidays on your children, or homosexuality, right? And your kids have to be able to be verbal or speaking like, nah, I don't move like that, But then in some cases, you want to be secretive because you don't want your kids to say the wrong thing. This whole place, this whole world under Esau's power is out of wax, right? And this is a form of us being spoiled. The food that we eat, the GMO food, right? The insecurities of, Jake, the sisters, even brothers. Half of us brothers don't want to holler at, Jake, man. We don't want to holler at the Jake sisters, man. Judah or the Northern Kingdom. We want them, but when it comes to this faith, they don't want to get in order. They still want to have authority over you. You work in a job for 20, 15 years, and when you look back, you don't got nothing to show for it but that you just paid your bills. This is not living. But at the end of the day, when you understand the 14 captivities, the major and the minor captivities Israel went through, no nation went through it because we went through it because we sinned against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We just read one verse in Judges 2:14. And the anger of Yahweh was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of their spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into their hands, into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. The Lord allowed us to become weak. He made us weak when he removed himself from us. And now these nations is doing whatever that they want. But the Lord is recording. The Lord is watching them. Even though they're working on the left-hand side in the spirit world. That's the one thing they don't really get it. The elites do. They understand they role, but not to the level that the Lord has given us through these scriptures, right? Let's go to Baruch, the brother that was with Jeremiah. This is Baruch chapter 3. In verse 8, it says, Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, our power. Right? Even Yahushai was under subject to payment. He was in the time of the Romans, right? And let's get that, because I've definitely heard one person say that Yahushai wasn't under subjection. Yahushai was around when the fourth beast that's prophesied in the book of Daniel, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to read this in the NLT and make it even more plain, okay? So this is Luke chapter 22, and I'm going to start at verse 20. It says, After supper he took another cup of wine and said, This cup is the new covenant between God. Oh, Salaki, I'm at 22. It's Luke 20, verse 20. Salaki. Luke chapter 20, verse 20. Right? Dealing with the tax of Caesar, or the tax for Caesar. It says, I'll start at 20. It says, watching for their opportunity, the leaders sent spies pretending to be honest men. They tried to get Yahushua to say something that could be reported to the Roman governor, so he would arrest Yahushua. Teacher, they said, we know that you speak and teach what is right and are not influenced by what others think. You teach the way of God truthfully. Now tell us, is it right for us to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Right? Taxes is a form of saying that you're giving tribute. That shows that you're conquered, right? Or it's basically somebody rules over you, that you're a subject. When you read the book of Babylon and Timbuktu, or this book by the same author, Rudolph R. Windsor, it's called The Valley of Dry Bones. It tells you even in the time of the Romans, the Babylonians, the Persian Medes, and the Greeks, they considered, the peasants or the lower class subjects. But now we're called employees. We're subjects, right? Verse 23, it says, he saw through their trickery and said, show me a Roman coin whose picture and title are stamped on it. Caesar's, they replied, is the same thing you got. Oh, I know you got a quarter, you got a dime, you got a penny. If you don't, go ask somebody that do. I know you use dollars and coins. Go look at the superscription on the money. That's the example of who your oppressor is, right? Hey, you could be in a whole nother country and it has somebody else, but who is the head ruler of the whole earth? When it comes to trade, a lot of things go through America. When it comes to a president, the chief house of the whole earth is established in America, right? The currency, the talking about sports, TV, like that was all pushed from America. Certain countries don't have the certain things that America has, right? America pushed that Olympic stuff, right? But hey, let's keep it going. Verse 25. Well, then he said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar and give to God what belongs to him, right? So that's just to show you that even Yahushua was under servitude, which just shows what Daniel prophesied in the 7th chapter, verse 7, which is really going into Rome. You can go to 2nd Esdras, the 11th and 12th chapter, what goes a little deeper into the Roman captivity, right? In the Gospels, in the time of the apostles, that was when the Rome was ruling. Because even before Yahushua left, in Matthew 24, he was telling you about not one stone shall be standing, talking about the temple in the time of Titus and Vespasian, right? Titus' father, when the temple was going to be destroyed. We were under subjection in that time. Yahushua was in the hood. Where was he from? Right? We could say Bethlehem, but he was living in Yahushua of Nazareth, right? And that was the hood considered in that time in the area of Israel, right? So again, Yahushua was subject to payments too if he was buying from people, right? If his father was a carpenter and he was selling tables and chairs, they was taxed. Better yet, let's go to Luke chapter 2. Just backing it up, because this whole point is that under the heavens, this didn't happen to no other nation. Other nations was conquered too. In the Egyptian captivity, other nations was servants too. But when we're talking about being under servants that you're supposed to rule, because the earth was really supposed to be given to the children of Israel. We're supposed to rule this earth, right? But we fell from our estate, right? Because being in this carnal flesh, right? So Luke chapter 2, verse 1, it says, and it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this tax was first made when Cyrenius was governor over Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, unto Judea, into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and the lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. Right, to be taxed with Mary. This is in the time when she had Yahushua, right before she was about to bring Yahushua in this world, push him out. This was in the time when Caesar Augustus was taxing the known land that Rome conquered. Come on, man. Right? So now let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah 2 and 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? So now we're about to get into why is Israel spoiled, right? First, let me get this side. Israel is not a homeborn slave. They were supposed to be free, especially when we go back into the moment of Sarah and Hagar, right? The seed of the promise, or the seed that was called, that was the seed that was supposed to be free, right? Amos. I want to get this precept in Amos real quick. Amos chapter 3 and verse 2. I'm going to start at 1. It says, hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right? How would he know us? How would he know us out of all the families of the earth? If he created all the nations, it's because the Lord is dealing with us on a personal level, right? A way personal level. Let me just show you one. I'm going to show you one example, which we all should know. One personal example. Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. It says, and he showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. Right? One law, which is law, statutes, and commandments, which we would consume up together, which is 613, right, is we should not have no other God, because the Lord is a jealous God, right? We started to serve other gods. We started to cleave and act and move like the other nations, right? When you go to Judges chapter 3, the Lord left some nations in the land just to prove us, because it was already prophesied. If he's telling us the laws, like when you go into this land, don't do this and don't do that, guess what? Because the Lord already knew that we was going to fall off, because we're in this carnal flesh, right? Romans chapter 7, verse 15 and 21. We do the things that we don't want to do. Some of us do it because we want to, because we don't got that Rakah Kodash in us, which we want to abstain from the appearance in ways of evil, right? So this is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6 and 7. It says, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies. Right? So we moved the Lord to wrath, and he delivered us to our enemies. Right? For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not unto God, man. When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, let me just get this one precept in there. If you, on your own time, you should read that chapter, right? Read in the KJV and sink in there, get in there in the GNT, right? I'm gonna go down to verse. I'm going to start at verse 8, but 12 is what I really want. Right? 12 and 13. It says, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it, as he that made it. He, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it is called God, like Dagon, Mermaid Man, and Barnacle Boy. I'm just saying a sidebar, but Dagon, looking like a mermaid, Ashtaroth, Baal, right? This Jesus, right? What is it? Serapis Crispy, right? What the Greeks was pushing on us, what Rome was pushing on us, right? You had goddesses that Israel was believing in. The Ra, when you was in Egypt, right? And it became, the more that we went to different captivities, the more the age the world got, these same gods started getting new names. But the same thing, people believing in zodiacs, holding those stones and worshiping zodiacs. Now, witchcraft, right? That was already back then too. People doing that now, maybe in a higher level on the left-hand side. Verse 9, it says, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For that which is made all be punished together with him that made it. Right? And what happened to Aaron? Aaron, because of the children of Israel couldn't wait for 40 days, 40 nights because of Moses, everybody gave him all the gold, right? Just so he can melt it and make an image. What image did they get? They gave him a calf image that they got from Egypt. Always trying to follow our oppressors, right? Verse 11, it says, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. Right? It's nothing outside of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Nothing is nothing outside of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's only one power, one God. And this God, this power, is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the 12 tribes of Israel. He's for us. You know how, brothers, you created, the black dude created, that billionaire created FUBU, for us, by us. The Lord is for us, right? Literally. Now you could read, from verse 1 all the way to verse 31. It's an edifying chapter. So now I want to get to this point, because this is what really inspired me to bring this out. But it was all the thought at work, like, and then when you get on YouTube, you on social media, Jake really don't get it, right? I'm gonna pause this real quick, right? It's this girl that was dissing God, and now she's like, what's going on in the world? And this is another reason why I was spiritually upset, not manly or in the flesh upset. I was worldly upset. I mean, I wasn't worldly upset. I was spiritually upset. This is an everyday thing. The more you grow in this truth, the more you get upset with, your people, Jake, the black, Latino, Hispanics, and natives. A lot of Jake really is inconsiderate. But it was made to be like that, right? The title of this video is Miss Scoffer is Getting Nervous. So I'm going to just play it real quick so that you can hear what she said.
This God claimed to be perfect. And somehow he fucked up creation once, then decided, redo, and then just killed all of them. Almost all of them. It might have been where he fucked up. Maybe he should have just killed every single one of them. Like, Noah and them shouldn't have survived either. looking at us like we're the fucking problem. Bitch, you made us, allegedly. Obviously, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
And this is how they feel. But let's just get a side precept before we finish the video. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right? A lot of people took Yahweh Shem Yahushai for granted. And even the verses that we're going to get later on for this lesson, Lord willing, is edifying, is that they took for granted the servants that the Lord put in the earth. So let's continue with the video.
Does anyone else feel like we're waiting for a bomb to drop? Like, I keep getting this feeling in my stomach that some shit is about to pop off. I feel like 2024 was like the beginning to everything. Like, you ain't seen nothing yet. This is just a sneak peek of all the shit that's about to go down over these next couple of years. 2024 was a lot about revealing a lot of shit about a lot of people. And after that motherfucker just basically admitted that he rigged the election, they're getting so bold with it, they're saying it in front of our faces. And that shit that Musk just did at the inauguration, did y'all see that? I feel like some shit is about to really pop off. And I'm worried that nobody is like prepared for it, because we don't know like what the fuck to even prepare for. This app feels weird ever since it came back. Everything feels off. It feels eerie. It's such a weird fucking feeling. I haven't felt this on edge since like the election. Am I tweaking? I don't know. I feel like some shit's about to pop off.
And that is the same girl that was dissing Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And she's definitely going to swallow her words. This is Daniel chapter 9, verse 12. And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. Right? So the things that happened to the nation of Israel, the Black, Latino, Hispanics, and Native, it has not happened to anybody else under the heavens. Nobody can compare to any captivity that was done to the children of Israel, man. Even what was prophesied to Abraham, that the children of Israel will come out of Egypt. You know, it was other nations in there. But people don't understand that the Lord had prophecies that was talking about Israel getting delivered. Just for the moment for us to talk about the ancient Egypt, because that's how we can identify who the Israelites is, right? Everything that deals with the law, right? The things that we had to go through just to get that land. The Lord had us walking in damn near a circle in the wilderness for 40 years when we actually could have got to the land way sooner. Really don't like a lot of us really think that we got it just because you can get in a Mercedes Benz, just because you could travel from different. Esau got you mother suckers fucked up, but it's really Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'm tired of niggas. I'm tired of this place. I want Donald Duck to turn up, man. I want Donald Duck to turn up. I want Esau to bring the worst. And if you're not opening up your eyes to see that eventually Yahweh's kingdom is so close, you can taste it on the bottom of your lip. So we're gonna read. We're gonna go up to verse 5 and we're gonna read down to verse 12. And you shall mark this in your scriptures, just so you can have it, right? So Daniel chapter 9, verse 5. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly. And this is just a sidebar. Daniel was praying. You can start at verse 3 or verse 4. Daniel was praying on our behalf, but he's praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So again, We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. Right? So these prophets was teaching in what name? Right? If they were speaking in ancient Hebrew, they were saying Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. It wasn't saying Lord Jesus and God. Now, yeah, those are substitute names, especially Jesus, which was created, right? Saying Lord is like saying King, right? Or if we were speaking Paleo Hebrew, we were saying Adawan. But he had a name, which was Yahweh, which goes off of what he means or what he represents. Yahweh exists. He exists, or he to be, right? Yahweh Shai, he saves or he redeems, or better yet, he delivers, which that's what goes into salvation, deliverance, right? So again, verse 6, it says, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our prince, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. And that's another indication of knowing what prophet we will listen to. Because if they come in the name of the Lord, right, and whatever they're saying doesn't come to pass, the Lord didn't send them. And the men of the Lord of today is teaching the visions, the prophecies which was given to our forefathers of old, and we're able to understand that on a way clearer and deeper level because we're living in the time for these prophecies to be fulfilled, right? So verse 7, O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belong a confusion of face, to our king and to our princes and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To Yahweh Shemashah our power belongeth mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Right? This is the reason why all these things is happening to us, because we rebelled. We're the biggest rebellious nation on the earth. Right? Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh Shemashah our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, right? Which we read in Deuteronomy 28, right? And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. And he have confirmed his words, which he spake against us, against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon the earth. So going all the way from Egypt all the way to now, what is it, Ecclesiastes, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. This is the worst captivity on the earth. And he's bringing us a great evil, because that goes into 2nd Ezra chapter 6. Esau is the end of the world. So you gotta understand that it's gonna be a turn up. You know? Jake really don't get it. They really think that this is a kumbaya. So I'm gonna go to Lamentations chapter 2. I'm gonna read 15 to 17. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Yahweh have done that which he have devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down and have not pitied. He hath caused thy enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thy adversary. That horn is that power, that king, and that kingdom. And he did, right? And it's prophesied in multiple examples in the law, especially Deuteronomy 28, right? You're going to serve your enemy at hunger, thirst, and nakedness. America's not the only one that we did this in, even in the Greek captivity. Yo, man, it got even so worse that we started to lose our damn names, right? Let's just get that side precept, and then we're going to read that in the NLT, right? This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 7. Let them be scattered abroad among the heathen. Let their names be put out of the earth, for they have despised my covenant. That's what we get, right? Right? Our names was put out of earth, right? The whole tribe of Judah is not called Judah. They called African American. Oh, brother, no, I don't see that in the scriptures. Of course you're not going to see that in the scriptures, because we're going to be called by words, man. And in other places in the world, Jake is called something else that don't pertain to who they really is. And again, every video I do is not for the ones that don't believe, right? This is for the ones that do believe, or the ones that's trying to grow, trying to be clean and cleansed by the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? So now let's read this in the NLT. Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. All who pass by Jer at you, basically his, they scoff and insult beautiful Jerusalem, saying, is this the city called most beautiful in all the world and joy of all the earth? All your enemies mock you. They scoff and snarl and say, we have destroyed her at last. We have long waited for this day, and it is finally here. But it is Yahweh Shema Shai who did just as he planned. He has fulfilled the promises of disaster he made long ago. He has destroyed Jerusalem without mercy. He has caused her enemies to gloat over her and has given them power over her, because the Lord wants obedience. If you ain't going to be obedient, you think you're not going to get chastised? And that's what's wrong with right now. I keep saying, everybody saying, oh, if it's the devil on the left-hand side doing it, and it's really the Lord sanctioning it, I think God, Yahweh, is really Satan. No, the Lord controls the left and the right side. They take counsel from the Lord. So even when we fall in the flesh, we get pulled back into that, because the left-hand side has a duty. When we're in the hands of other nations, hey, they're dealt with on the left-hand side, because they ain't following our laws. So they're consumed, and guess what? We get drawn by their dark light, that now we want to do what they do. We do what they want to do because we're drawn to whatever dark light the left-hand side is shining on them. That's why a lot of us fall, right? But the nations is happy when we fall, right? So when you go to Jeremiah, I think we reading, I'm going to read Jeremiah 44. In Jeremiah 44 and verse 2 to 6, it says, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. Hold on, right? We want to magnify Yahweh Shem Shai. What did Yahweh Shai say when he was about to, when Polite said, hey, you ain't gonna answer me? You know, you basically saying, I could put you to death. I could have you crucified. Yahushua just turned around and said, man, you can't do nothing unless it was sanctioned from above. Everything that happens in this world has to be sanctioned from above. Go read 1 Kings chapter 22. I don't care if you already read it. Read it again, right? You got to understand Yahweh Shemashai is in control on both sides, right? This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Right? You can have a physical grave, right? You can have that spiritual grave, right? Just like what he did with Lazarus, right? It says, Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. The Lord can, when we go to Revelations 1 and 18, Yahushua has the keys of hell and death. So Yahushua can put you in a hell condition, just like he did Jonah, but the hell condition is captivity, servitude, right? You got the other nations that's in a high seat, which is a selective few, and they even got their own people as servants, right? But even Jake is serving under these nations, because the Lord bringeth low and lifteth up. Some of Jake are in a high seat, but they're really in a low seat because they're still using the same freaking money you got. They just got more leeway because they want to be friends of the world. James 4 and 4. They're going to be destroyed. Bye-bye. Right? Bye-bye. So back to Jeremiah 44, and I'm going to read verse 3. Because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods whom they knew not, neither they ye nor your fathers. Right? We still serving other gods outside of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising early and singing them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. Right? The Lord was sending the prophets, and he's doing it today. Let's just get this one because it's the same thing. Jeremiah 32 verse 33. And they have turned unto me the back and not the face. Though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them, yet they have not hearkened to receive instruction. That's Jeremiah. And through Jeremiah, the Lord was speaking. So if you're not hearing the prophets, you're not hearing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Go read Hebrews 1 and 1. The Lord was speaking to the fathers through the prophets. The Lord was speaking to the nation through the prophets, right? So Jeremiah 44 verse 5. And they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate as at this day, right? In the way that Israel's set up now, the heathen is fighting over that land. Yes, you might have some Jake over there, but the Lord is dealing with the nation, especially the 2/3 and the 1/3. But really, if Jake is not keeping trying to rehearse the law to the best of their ability, we're in captivity. We are not going to be able to do the best. But it's really them growing in the faith, really using this spiritual weapon, which is this word, to grow in the knowledge, to break down the strongholds within themselves, that veil. It is really Yahushai breaking that veil. If Yahushai not raising you up, you're still going to be consumed in a delusion. You have to understand, no nation went or is going through anything that we went through. No nation, no nation, no nation, right? And this is not about trying to prove somebody that don't believe, but for the ones that do believe, we're proving it through the scriptures, right? Every verse was talking about Israel, Jacob, Jerusalem, right? And it says prophets, the service the prophets, and the prophets came out of the nation of Israel. Oh man, brother, you only go to the Old Testament. We go through the whole Bible. I even went through the Apocrypha, but it's things that's prophesied in the Old that haven't been fulfilled. And if anybody just wants you in one area of the scriptures, they truly don't believe in the whole Bible. Depending on that lesson, you have to especially depending on what you're talking about, we have to bring to life the scriptures, right? So I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom.